Rail and Metro Technology Conclave 2023. This event would not have been possible without the guidance, support, and cooperation of you one and all, who are all present here to grace this multi-dimensional rail and metro conclave. Today's topic for the first panel discussion is focus on PM Gati Shakti Plan, Vande Bharat, Make in India, and rolling stock. Without taking any more time, I will straight away get to the panel discussion on the major objectives of the development and innovation of rolling stock, which is, in fact, the backbone of our rail and metro industry. I hope, in spite the weather, I would like to welcome you all once again, and this will be a very, very eventful and a very, very knowledgeable discussion for you all. We have Mr. Sanjay Goel here with us. Sir, may I start with you? Yeah. Recently, the BEML and Tata joint venture was awarded the contract to deliver 80 Vande Bharat train sets. Please share with us some updates on the project and your collaboration with Tata Systems, as well as the technological advancements that will be used in this project. Yes, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Goel. We have recently bagged an order for 80 train sets, and we are going along with our partner, Mrs. Titagarh. The scope is very clear. Our strength is electricals, and their strength is mechanicals. So we are focusing on the electrical and electronics parts, the controls parts, and Titagarh will be focusing on the coach building and the other mechanicals interiors part. See, this we know that Vande Bharat trains are already running in service, but the trains which we are going to make would be the sleeper first time with the sleeper class. Secondly, there has been an upgradation of the hazard level system from HL2 to HL3. So that will be a challenge for us, and we are making all efforts to make the new trains one notch higher in terms of passenger safety, comfort, appearance, as well as performance. And
we also have Shri Praveen Mathpal, General Manager BEML. Sir, recently BEML was awarded the contract for 10 train sets of Vande Bharat by ICF.
Yeah.
Please share with us some updates on the project and what is the timeline for these projects?
You are talking about BEML?
Yeah, BEML.
Hello. Yeah, good morning, the respected dignitaries on the dais and the friends from the industry, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Praveen Mathpal, Chief General Manager from BEML. Sir, before I answer your question, I will just tell the brief history about the BEML. See, way back in 1948, this company, which is BEML Rail Coach Division, has started. Basically, in fact, I should say traditionally, we are a rail coach unit. We started the first signature move, which is the first conventional coach for India, was built up in our factory in 1948. Then in 2002-2003, we had a partnership with Hyundai Rotem, and government has recognized our capabilities, capacities, etc. And we built the second signature move, which is the RS1 broad gauge metro. That is our second signature move. Third signature move started somewhere around 2009 and 10, and that we developed RS3 standard gauge metro train sets. And now it is Vande Bharat. In between, if you see, we have done Mumbai Metro. Now, if you see the journey of BEML, is way back from 1948 till today, from conventional coach to the driverless train, which is basically Goa for automation, unattended train operation and all. So the journey basically has started with the design developments, with the manufacturing developments and all. So lot of, ingredients in terms of human resource, in terms of the technology upgradation, technology adoption, lot of tie-ups, TOTs, etc. have basically built in our system. So we developed so many metro coaches so far, and in all the metro cities in India, more than 2,000 coaches are running. And intermediately, basically, a lot of projects we have been doing in Delhi, Mumbai, Calcutta, Bangalore, etc. Now coming to the Vande Bharat, I should say basically Vande Bharat version 3, which is basically getting converted from the seating arrangement to the sleeper coaches. So this also, I will say, some sort of turnaround for BEML. These 10 train set order we received from ICF, which is approximately 675 crores. And aggressively we are working on this. Design development process is ongoing, hand in hand with ICF. And I am very happy to share that, within next 2 to 3 months, I believe by September or October, we will be completing the design formalities. And parallelly our sourcing and other manufacturing and other development works are in progress. So we believe that other car body shells, furnishing, etc., interior, exterior arrangements. So that portion we are doing strategically. Believe me, by December or maximum by January, we will be putting this first proto train on trials. We have cut down the timings. As per the contract delivery schedules, basically it is starting from May 24 till January 25. And the speed at which we are working presently now, it's phenomenal. And we will be putting this train for trials somewhere in February. And likely rollout date for this particular train will be approximately by end of this financial year, March 24, or maximum by April 24. So this is all about the journey of BEML. I am very happy to share that company has done the great achievements basically in terms of the rolling stock industry. Thank you so much.
Do you think that India would be self-reliant in a couple of years in the manufacturing of these trains?
Sir, basically, as I said in the beginning, of course I was not aware about this question. So the point is that as I have demonstrated the capabilities of BEML last 20 years, and the amount of investment, if you see the national rail plan, almost 38 lakh crores by 2051 is being projected by the government, which merely approximately 30 lakh crores is in high-speed rail and the rolling stock. So the amount of investment it put in, the amount of opportunities are available in the market. I am not 100, I am 200% sure we will be able to demonstrate and align ourselves to the goal of the government, and we will do it, sir.
I'll come back to you, sir. We have Shri Nilay Gupta ji from Chief General Manager, Steel Authority of India, here with us. Very good morning to you, sir. SAIL and RINL had announced a joint venture to supply train wheels for Vande Bharat Express. Can you share some updates with us on the same, please?
For SAIL and RINL, officially there is no news of any collaboration, but RINL is a new plant that has come up with 1 lakh wheels per annum capacity, and they are in the process of stabilization. We have been manufacturing wheels since long, till now, so to say, we are the only producer of forged wheels in the country from the 60s. As far as the collaboration is concerned, yes, if and when the policies allow us, we will definitely be interested to work on this line. Thank you.
Regarding Vande Bharat, would anybody like to add something more to it, please? Okay.
In fact, I can just share something that the development of wheels for Vande Bharat, we have already started the exercise, and we are expecting maybe by the third quarter we will be able to supply in-house designed, developed Vande Bharat wheels to the railways. It's in the advanced stage in our works in Durgapur.
Sir, I'll come back to you. Well, gentlemen, we have also Shri Sagar Gupta ji, head of mobility Turnkey-Sales from Siemens Limited. Mr. Gupta? Yeah. Sorry, I don't recognize all the faces that well, so they can be a little, sometimes. Siemens had been awarded the major contract to manufacture the 9,000 HP locomotives for the Indian Railways. What share your thoughts, please share your thoughts on this, and how will this contribute to the vision of Atmanirbhar Bharat in the railways?
Hello. Yeah. Siemens is partnering with Indian Railways for providing 1,200 numbers of 9,000 horsepower electric locomotive. And we'll not only be supplying these, but would also be maintaining it for their complete life cycle of 35 years. We believe these locomotives would help in increasing the haulage capacity, improving the speed and reliability of the freight in the Indian network. These electric locomotive would also be helping in replacing almost 5 lakh to 8 lakh trucks over their complete life cycle. Oh. And this basically cements Indian Railways' commitment towards 100% electrification, which they are anyway going to achieve very soon.
Are you also looking at bidding for Vande Bharat rolling stock projects in India?
So, Ministry of Railways has been driving, technology and innovation from the last few years, and we, Siemens, would like to be a key partner in making India's quest or reaching India's quest to deliver safer, greener, and reliable railway systems over the period of time. We take big pride in supporting Indian Railways in achieving their 100% electrification and some of the landmark projects like Vande Bharat, 9,000 HP horsepower, which we are recently doing, and signaling and electrification projects, which we are doing in Indian Railways and for other metro organizations.
Talking about, there is a lot of discussion on green mobility and sustainability in the railways. What is your opinion on the possibility of achieving this? And what are some of the steps in which railways can undertake this transformation?
So there has been significant announcements made by Ministry of Railways under Government of India initiative regarding improving the efficiency, enhancing the overall capacity, speed, and reliability of the complete system. But we believe the major two emphasize points here are increasing the energy efficiency as well as improving the passenger riding experience. With this, railways have also formulated policies, have created a plan to achieve all the goals. With National Rail Plan 2030 already in place, and investments in this direction will further boost for the upgradation of technology in a greener and a reliable way. And to conclude, innovation through research, design, supply and manufacturing through digitalization would lead the transformation for Indian Railways.
I'll come back to you in a bit. I would like to welcome Shri Pratap Narayan ji, OSD Railway Board, who's been kind enough to make it here in time. And sir, I will come back to you with a few questions while the momentum is on. Sure. Right? And we would also, have your very, very valuable views as to what the audience can expect in these coming years. Sure. And I'll come back to you in a bit, sir. And we have Shri Preetam Ganguly ji, Senior Director, Sales and Marketing, M&A, Mergers and Acquisition, Wabtec Corporation, India. Preetam ji, Wabtec Corporation recently delivered the 100th Evolution Series locomotive to Indian Railways. This milestone signifies a significant step forward in the backwards growth. As the country's leading rail sector supplier, and a contributor to the Make in India agenda. What are the other initiatives are you undertaking today to further indigenize your supply chain in India for Indian and overseas projects? Sir.
Very good morning, ladies and gentlemen. First of all, thanks to Rail Analysis for organizing this conclave. We are indeed going through very exciting and challenging times in the rail transport industry. Now, coming back to your question, so it gives me great pleasure to say that we've, as on date, delivered 532 such diesel locomotives. It's a joint venture between Indian Railways and the erstwhile GE, today Wabtec, that's got this contract to deliver 1,000 diesel locos over a period of 10 years that ends 2027-28. So the contract covers 1,000 locomotives comprising of 700 locomotives of 4,500 horsepower, out of which we've delivered about 477. And about 75 locomotives that we've delivered for the 6,000 horsepower, which is a 300 locomotive contract. So the question is, how do we leverage our expertise that we have in India? We have been an advocate of the Make in India policy of the central government for very long, and Wabtec has been consistently investing both in competencies and capacities over the last 8-9 years. We have 1 million square feet of manufacturing space and 6 manufacturing locations in India as we speak. Some of the initiatives that we've undertaken are, in addition to the locomotive project, is on the transit side of the business. So we are present on the electric locomotive segment, the LHB coaches segment, the Vande Bharat train sets, and of course now on the Indian Railways mega projects. My colleague from Siemens is here. We are now partners. We've been just awarded the brake system for the 9,000 horsepower locomotives project. That's one of our biggest contracts for the transit group for Wabtec in India. And this not only is going to be delivered to the highest levels of reliability and safety to the best available technology, but also it's going to be delivered with 80% plus local content from the first locomotive brakes. So this is how we have positioned ourselves. The bogie brakes will be a computer controlled tread brake unit, and the brake control will be a computer controlled system, moving away from the electromechanical brake system that you normally see. So there will be not only technology upgrade, but we are also partners with Siemens for 35 years of life cycle and maintenance, which today is the way to go for the industry in such mega projects. We not only design, but also design it for the complete life cycle of the rolling stock. In addition to this, for the metro systems, we are making brake system, couplers, air conditioning systems, passenger access doors, pantographs, passenger information systems, etc., etc. So Wabtec is one of the most diversified rail equipment suppliers that you have in India today, covering almost every gamut of the rolling stock, except maybe wagons. So we are not only doing these systems for the Indian Railways product line, as we said, but we are also, as we speak, exporting for car builders like Alstom, for example. We have executed the Sydney Metro project with our brake system. We have done the Montreal Metro in Canada. We've also done the Hong Kong Metro with our couplers. And as we speak, we are doing the Vande Metro in Brazil, and we've just won the contract for the Taipei Circle Line, for the brake system. Just to add, we've also exported a few air conditioning systems for Sri Lankan Railways through a letter of credit agreement that the Indian government has with Sri Lankan Railways. We are also exporting some friction materials of blocks from our joint venture, which is with Texmaco in Kolkata, to countries like Sri Lanka and Bangladesh. So as a result, we've positioned ourselves not only locally for India, Indian Railways, but we are also doing from India for the world.
Well, it's great to see the Wabtec grow at such enormous pace and such enormous speed. And recently you acquired L&M Radiator, and you also acquired Masu Brakes. And what are the other acquisitions which are in the pipeline?
Well, I cannot speak of what is in the pipeline, but I can certainly say that, there is a pipe. Okay, so, yeah. So first of all, see, Wabtec is believed in a two-pronged strategy. We've grown organically through our operations, and we are also growing inorganically, not only in India, but that's a global strategy. Masu Brakes was our first acquisition that we did in India in December 2021. And it was a strategic acquisition because we have very few players in the friction domain, and we wanted to be as self-reliant and local as possible for the entire brake system components that we manufacture out of India. And it not only gave us a footprint because Masu is the only RDSO approved regular supplier for the LHB coach brake pads, which is a big aftermarket, but it also is a supplier for all the other applications for the friction material. It also gives us access to a local footprint, gives us an ability to expand and export from this facility over a period of time. As we speak, we are moving this plant from Bahadurgarh to Rohtak, where we are expanding the footprint already in this domain, and hopefully by the end of Q4 this year, we will have the Rohtak plant operational as well. Now coming to our strategy on acquisitions, obviously it has to have the right synergies for Wabtec. It should be able to grow our product portfolio profitably, and in the end, it should be accretive to our shareholders. So my appeal to everybody in this room is, if you wish to put your company on the block, and you know what Wabtec is doing, and if we can create value proposition for you and us, our lockers are open.
Well, you mean to say not only acquisitions, but there could be some sort of a joint manufacturing together.
So we work, Mr. Goel, on collaborative partnerships. The intent, of course, if we like the business, is to acquire it fully. That's how we have tried to grow through the acquisition strategy. But we are, of course, open to taking majority stakes wherever it's applicable and wherever the two managements can really offer better value. So we are very open to the entire model of doing an acquisition, whether it could be a slump sale or a joint venture or just a strategic collaborative partnership.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, if somebody is looking for big finance, Wabtec could be a possible solution. I'll come back to you, sir. We have Shri Rajesh Agrawal ji, Principal Advisor to Vice President, Technology and New Materials Business, Tata Steel. Sir, R&D and design are major thrust areas of multinationals, and many companies are setting up their R&D and design labs in India, along with Center of Excellence. What makes India so special in this regard? And can R&D and design be done for projects globally in India? Sir.
Good morning, everybody. Thank you, Mr. Goel. And it's a pleasure being here in this event. Mr. Goel, you said, can India do it? The short answer is yes.
Oh, great.
You see, India is a young country. India is IT savvy. India has a huge population of engineers and technicians, and the requirements that are needed in R&D. India has a good time zone. We can do work in the morning, and Europe can wake up for that in the morning. We can do work during the day, and the Americans can wake up to that in the morning. So India definitely has all that it takes to set up huge R&D. I think the question that you should be asking is how. Because what is to happen will happen, and it should happen, and it must happen, and hum dekhenge. But how will it happen? You see now, globally, if you see the comments of the recent EU chairman and the industry worldwide, they are all focusing on R&D in railways. Hugely. The very recent comments in the news, you can go through that. And R&D is a very broad area. R&D we need in digitization, R&D we need in rolling stock, R&D we need in infra, R&D we need in several areas across the spectrum of Indian Railways. So it's not just simple R&D. I think each one of you can, be benefiting from R&D in various ways. Either you do it yourself with RDSO and to work in coordination with Indian Railways. Now, I'm not sure what exactly transpired in the last 1 year to further this direction. But in case we have a steering group, then, this can be regular interaction. It can represent the industry. It can go towards focused areas, and we can do something specific. So that is definitely one way forward. The second is the European Industry of Railways, which is, called UNIFE, UNIFE. They also have planned huge investments in R&D during the current year, huge investments. Now, if we have a steering group, we can coordinate with them and be able to set up this R&D in India. We have so many multinationals. Wabtec is right here. There's a Fortune 500 company. Siemens is right here. They're one of the giants in the rail industry. So we have these people here. They have huge, very good R&D centers. I've had an opportunity to look at that. So we have to, collaborate. We have to coordinate. We have to integrate. We have to work together. So that, while the investment is there, while the policy is there, while the initiative is there, it can actually come to some logical conclusion. So this entire initiative has to be led from the top. I am happy to be of any help that I can. I would like to encourage rail analysis also to take this suggestion forward. And I would request Mr. Narayan also to, tell us how we can be of help in this matter. But this is an area which we should not neglect, because as I said earlier, we are a young country, we are an IT savvy industry, we have a huge influx of engineers coming out every year. And these guys can do it. We have to only, put this efforts together. And if you permit, Mr. Goel, one more area I'd like to say specifically, since your session is focused on Vande Bharat. Now, if I see the existing specification of Vande Bharat trains running into hundreds of pages, I see hardly one page on the train interiors. The train interiors of the train are like also part of these specifications. We have got pages after pages of all kinds of things about the Vande Bharat train, but nearly nothing about what affects the passenger. That is the train interiors. Now, you are aware that the Maruti coming about 40 years ago, or maybe 35 years ago, whatever, completely changed the interiors of cars. Completely. The only dent we made on Indian Railways was when I was instrumental in bringing the Mahamana Express. That was about 10 years ago. And since then, we have not moved forward. Now, we have a situation today where I have a coach with a glass and a rubber. And this glass and the rubber is not being able to allow, is actually allowing dust to enter. It is allowing a sound to enter. And it is also allowing splashing rainwater to enter. We don't have simple ingress protection, neither the specification for simple ingress protection. So I have been actually instrumental in transforming the experience of Indian Railways throughout my career on Indian Railways. We brought about the change of the LHP, which was there for 20 years, we had not introduced it. But we introduced it immediately. It's high time we have a serious concentration on rail interiors. So in that context, I encouraged the Tatas to step in. You know that the Tatas are making state-of-the-art interiors for cars and vehicles worldwide. They are the top of the line in this matter, There's nothing, one of the best.
Rajesh, I
just one point.
Please, carry on.
So we have been able to transform the interiors to a very small extent. Now I would like this initiative to be fast forwarded forward, so that when we get these sleeper trains, they should not be something like the sound level is, making my iPhone send me a message every 5 seconds that you are in a very noisy environment. Every 5 seconds it will send a message that please get out from this environment, it's very noisy. So we have to make a dent, I think that's.
Agrawal, with your wide experience, I fully agree with you that the safety and comfort of the passenger are the prime objectives of the railways and all the other modes of travel. And I'm sure Mr. Narayan will take a special note that out of 100 pages, the only one page is devoted towards interiors, which in fact is a very, very vital factor to reduce the
very
people.
general. It's not specific, I mean, it doesn't specify ingress protection, doesn't specify acoustic protection, doesn't specify thermal insulation.
Sir, before I forget, the seats which you are supplying for Vande Bharat, does it have some special safety features?
Yeah, so actually one of the severe complaints we faced when we introduced Vande Bharat 3 or 4 years ago was that the seats were uncomfortable. And the rail seats, you know, we have 3 categories of seats. We have airline seats, we have railroad seats, and we have bus seats. So what we have is Indian Railways is even the poor quality of bus seats. They are not even railroad seats. So Tata's has got a collaboration for the best of the line auto seats. We've got collaboration for the best of the line railroad seats. Our international collaborators are Faenza in Spain. And of course we have our own in-house expertise. So we've been able to bring these seats which are going to be much safer, they have a better life cycle. And I'm happy to say that today in case ICF is turning out at the rate of 4 trains per month, at least 3 trains are fitted with Tata seats. And perhaps even the 4th train, but that we have to allow some other vendors also to be able to participate. So, I'm sure they can do it. I mean, it's not that Tata is in any case interested in any monopolies. There's so much work to be done, you know, apart from seats. We are doing complete interior furnishings, we are doing the panels, we are doing the toilets, we are doing so many things in the interior. There's so much space. What we need is to synergize and take these initiatives forward. And not only Tata, but the entire industry will benefit.
Sir, we made a very strong point of what you are doing and what needs to be done. Yeah, you exactly rightly put it. The question is how to do it. Well, Mr. Narayan and his superiors would have better, solutions for that. Anyhow, sir, I will come back to you. Thank you for your valuable insights. We have Mr. Praveen Kumar once again. I will come back to you, sir. Now, the BEML was the lowest bidder for supplying the 318 coaches to Bangalore Metro Phase 2, 2A and 2B rail project. Can you share with us some of the technological advancements and level of indigenization in these projects?
Yeah. With regard to the Bangalore Metro, 318 cars, that is the order which we have received recently. In terms of basically technological advancement, if you see, definitely at the moment it is at par with our Mumbai Metro project. Some of the key specifications which I should say, the first is this is the UTO train, basically driverless train, which requires a lot of redundancy at the subsystem level. So that has been incorporated. Second advancement is with regard to the HL3, which is the fire specifications. Then there are certain sort of conditioning monitoring systems in terms of ODD, which is obstruction detection, and in terms of passenger safety and comfort. So those things are also built into the system. In terms of the bogie designing also, basically now we are introducing the oil type wheel flange lubrication system. The idea is that, and one most important thing is that basically now if you see the today's context of the procurement, basically it is changing. It is changing with respect to earlier it used to be the acquisition model, now it is going to the life cycle cost model, where we have to support not only for the manufacturing, basically it is for the spare parts also. and the maintenance, etc. So the life cycle for the complete project is 15 years, which is, as you all are aware also, it is known as CAMC, basically Comprehensive Annual Maintenance Contract. So it is also built into the provisions of the contract. So these are the key features of this particular order, and almost similar things are already there in our system, which we have already built in our Mumbai Metro. So these specifications are not new to us. We have already gained the experience, lessons learned on that, and how to do the cost optimization, that is also a part of our built-in system. So we will be executing it very shortly. Yeah.
Preetam, the audience is all listening, and a lot of people want to be the suppliers of BEML. Can you sort of guide or give some suggestions on the way how they can go ahead and be your regular suppliers as they see you come up big time in the near future?
Yeah, this is a very important question, I say. See, in terms of supplier management ecosystem, I personally believe it is basically a backbone of any organization. So, if you look at any big firm, those are built in due to, small aggregate supplier, component suppliers, subsystem suppliers.
I'll give you about 10
Now, being a Government of India company, basically we are promoting the MSMEs, we are promoting the startups, underprivileged sections and the companies. So this is our policy matter. As per the Government of India, we are basically into the system for that. Now, how we do this? We have a built-in system, which is basically a vendor development process. We encourage the vendors to be a part of our system. We handhold them properly, and not only handholding, we give them the technical knowledge, technical know-how, so that they should also become a part and parcel of the Indian Railways and the metro system growth story. So this is how we do it, and I am very happy to share it. Last 20 years, which is the history as of now, we have almost crossed 60 to 65% of the indigenization level, and it is on rise. There is no doubt about it. We are there to support all the suppliers. And only thing which I just wanted to mention in this forum is, since in the beginning I said it, these are all UTO trains. Lot of redundancy are inducted into the system. So we need a quality product. Whether it is MSME or a startup, there is no compromise on quality. We want to support you, we want to handhold of you, but we want the quality, reliable firms. Now, how to do it? That is a big question. So do that. See, you can participate in our, basically BEML portal is there, and parallelly you can register on the GEM portal. We are a Government of India company under Ministry of Defence, so we have to follow certain guidelines of the Government of India, and of course DPIIT, which promotes the local content. Basically, you may be aware about the class 1 and class 2 local content, where you have to do some sort of value addition in terms of say 20%, 50%, etc. So those have to be followed. So to do this, basically, you have to have some kind of investment built in your system also, get the expertise, enhance the expertise, and come along with us. We will also share our experience, our lessons learned with you, and let us see, first make in India, and then make for the world. Let us do it. I don't see days far off. Maybe in next few years, probably we will be exporting these sub-aggregates. So, and I'm very happy to share it. Steel, which we earlier used to import from Japan, Nippon Steel, now we have developed it through sale. So that is one great achievement being, and both are PSUs. So the money circulated is within the government. So in that context, if you see, we are hand-holding all the companies, we are moving forward on that. But there are certain key challenges in terms of, some sort of sub-component level or sub-aggregate level. If I see, for example, if I see the propulsion system, if I see brake system, if I see HL3 systems, if I see, for example, front-end emergency doors, or the floorboard systems, etc. So there are certain key challenges for the key items where, with your support in terms of MSMEs or startups, if you can bring in the technology by doing some investment and hand-holding with us, probably we can do miracles on that. So that is one area where I feel some kind of thrust is required. Maybe rail analysis also can put in some sort of, energy on this, put some thrust on that. So these are the things. Another point which I just wanted to mention, we always think of on the hardware side, say some sort of casting, forging, fabricated items. But we ignore what? We ignore, for example, as I said, some 4-5 systems like this. And the software, which is totally ignored in this system. Now the trains are basically working on the disruptive technology, where is IoT, Goa 4. Now you may be hearing about the 5G trains and all. So unless until software also competence is built into the system, now a lot of startups are there, they can come up on the this one software technology in terms of conditioning monitoring, conditioning basically preventive maintenance. Basically condition-based preventive maintenance is also a part of the system where cost optimization can come in. So testing and this software, these areas we are looking for. If you are working on this, I think that will be a great combination to work for the future projects. We want to scale up our business basically in terms of not only Vande Bharat, sir. We want to come up with the high-speed rail, which I think in a few months tenders will be floated, and semi-high-speed RRTS, etc. We are developing and investing huge amounts on bogies, on aluminum car bodies, etc. So we are open for that. If you come up, definitely we'll handle and move forward together. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Praveen ji, for your wonderful insights. Rather, I would request you for the convenience of the public and other 500,000 people we reach out to, if you could write some paper, we will put it in our magazine for the people to understand and know better, because everybody is looking for better and better alternatives and better possibilities to supply to the actual manufacturer.
Yeah, in fact, see, hello. Yeah, in fact, see, as I said, everyone wants to scale up the business. Let us do it together, make for India and make for the world. We can do it.
That's the spirit, yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, we have very small time, very little time rather. We have Mr. Pratap Narayan ji with us. Very quickly, sir, I'll ask you a few questions, in fact, which have already been shared by most of them. But now, Vande Bharat is now operating on multiple routes across the country, and many train sets are in production. Indian Railways is making tremendous strides in its innovation of rolling stock. Can you provide us a glimpse into the technological advancement of the present Vande Bharat, and what can be expected in the next 2 to 3 years?
Thank you very much.
Very quickly, sir.
And thank you for having me here. Respected panelists on the dais, ladies and gentlemen. First, certain things have been pointed out regarding specification. Regarding this, I will say that there is specification for propulsion equipment issued by RDSO that only having details about the propulsion system of the Vande Bharat trains. That includes your traction converter, inverter, transformers, TCMS, and traction motors, and other electrical equipments. Then there are other specifications of train set specification. That includes that interiors, shell, bogie, and other things. It has also specified the noise limitation and noise limit of our coach, inside the coach, that is 65 decibel. And similarly, ingress protection has also been specified in this specification. So, Rajesh Agrawal sir, whatever he has pointed out, I think already it has been taken care in the specification recently issued by a committee of RDSO and ICF, sir.
No, sir, I would like to discuss. Your specification specifies IP54. IP54 does not prevent the splashing of water. IP54 does not do dust protection. You have to specify IP65, and that's specified in cars. Even the ordinary car model has IP.
Ingress protection is different for different. It is for car also. It is for different equipments also. There will be different IP protection for underslung equipment, different for battery box, different for
IP 54 is inadequate.
I will check, sir. I'll just check this. Then, sir, regarding seat berth also, we have class number 3.42 in our specification. However, the points mentioned by Rajesh Agrawal, sir, will be conveyed to the concerned people so that it can be taken care of.
Sir, he has been the master of the...
Obviously, he's my boss. He was my boss, actually. Actually, I joined...
Agrawal ji, I believe it's a team.
Actually, I joined as a director under him only, actually, in railway board. He was MRS at that time. So, coming to this Vande Bharat thing, now already we know that around almost everything is in public. So, I just need to reiterate the things, whatever in public actually. So, first, already we have orders of 102 train propulsion system on ICF. And some orders were given by railway board and some by ICF. Now these 102 train sets are at different stages of design and manufacturing. So in this order we had given order for propulsion system and bogie in first 44 train set, and remaining 58 train set we have given order for the only propulsion system. So now already I think 20 to 25 train sets, 20 train sets are already plying in different routes of Indian Railways. There is very good public response. And coming back to the feature of this Vande Bharat version 2, so this is based on the RDSO specification 196. So this has all the features required, which was everything is everything evolves with time. Earlier 2 train sets were manufactured by ICF. So based on the experience gained in ICF, we have further developed the specification in RDSO. So things which were left in the ICF specification, ICF train set, have been taken care of in this specification, especially fire safety norms. Fire safety norms in this specification is as per EN 45545, which specifies about the fire detection system, suppression system, electrical cubicles, and all seat, berth, and other shell items are as fire retardant kind of. That hazard level 2.
I am sure, sir, you will take care of all these specifications well in detail.
Yeah.
So that in the next meeting this question ain't.
Sure.
Now I come to one very last important point. What is your perspective of the future of the Indian Railways rolling stock technology landscape by 2030? Can you suggest any 2 key technologies needed to adopt and make the Indian ecosystem future ready, and why? We have a lot of people from overseas here.
See, already we have plan of 400 Vande Bharat sleeper type. Out of 400, 200 Vande Bharat trains will be with design speed of 180 kmph, and then 100 Vande Bharat sets will be the aluminum body coach with 200 kmph operating speed and design speed of 220 kmph. Then we have this push-pull type train that with 200 kmph operating speed and 220 kmph design speed. So already these things are out. So we need to have better technology. Like at present we are using 3-phase IGBT-based propulsion system in the Vande Bharat and EME memos in Kolkata Metro. So we need to upgrade this propulsion system, and now SIC-based propulsion system is also available outside. So we need to develop this source also here, because it is more energy efficient and better than IGBT based. Then we need to develop bogie also, like articulated bogies, tilted bogies, so that our trains can run on high speed also, more than 220 kmph, more than 300 kmph. So our focus is on high speed trains. Then we have a segment of this suburban train and main line EMUs, that is MEMUs. That will be called Vande Metro actually. The Vande Metro main line and Vande Metro suburban. So again, this will run on speed of 130 kmph, that operating speed of 130 kmph, with design speed of 145 kmph. So already we have RSP sanction of around 300 rakes for Vande Metro main line, and Vande Metro suburban it will be executed for Mumbai. So already we have sanction of 238 rakes. So there are plenty of RSPs, rolling stock plans, and sanctions are available, and Indian Railway is working on that. Then we have this hydrogen train, hyperloop, and all those things. All these areas also really wants to enter, so that we can have technologically superior things, rolling stocks.
Thank you so much for your views, and
thank you very much.
We hope that you will look at the perspective in a very effective way to make better and more specific which are good for the safety, comfort, and to avoid any sort of unwanted incidents.
Yes, yes. And one more thing, already we know that this 400 train sets are coming on this MCMA model, manufacturing come maintenance model. So this is new model, new kind of initiative taken by Indian Railways to invite more and more private participation. As mentioned by panelists that we need to have joint R&D centers with railways and private sectors. So it is a kind of one step in that direction actually.
Sir, hats off to railways, they are doing a tremendous job. Unbelievable, mind-blowing. Right, sir? Thank you very much. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we have very little time for a few questions, maybe 2 or 3 is the maximum. And I would request the panel to please be very, very brief. And anybody, sir, they can ask, the house is here. Yes, sir, please. The mic, please, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, please.
Yeah.
Very quickly, sir.
Yeah, good morning, everyone. I just want to understand from the distinguished panel how serious we are.
Sorry to interrupt you, sir. If you could kindly introduce yourself to the house.
Sorry. I am Gati Shakti. I am working for the industry for a long time, and I have recently conceptualized the startup just 6 months back. I just want to understand how serious we are on the aluminum carriages on the 100 trains sets what we are talking, and are we really moving in that direction?
Our question is for whom?
So I want to know from the panel. In fact, I will be very happy. I will be very.
Please.
Hello.
Yes.
Already this aluminum body of 100 train sets, already this tender is under finalization, under advanced stage of finalization actually. So we are very serious about that actually.
Yeah, next question, please.
In the
I think
center,
you
in the front,
take,
please.
move quickly, brother. Can you ask somebody else also to?
Morning, everyone. My name is Anil Sachdev. I am from Austrian Embassy Commercial Section. This question is for Shri Pratap Narayan ji. You mentioned about tilting bogies for the upcoming technologies. Is there anything concrete at the moment or in the planning stage? What is the status of the tilting bogies future incorporation in Indian Railways? Because it's a serious critical factor that can leapfrog Indian Railways from one speed to the next. I just want to understand if there is anything internally going, if you can upgrade that.
Actually, Indian Railways is looking forward to like new technologies like tilted bogies, articulated bogies, hyperloop, hydrogen trains. Because nowadays you have a mixed fleet of LSB train, ICF design trains, Vande Bharat, and EME memos. And Indian Railways, set to have this distributed kind of technology in near future. So to run a train at 300 kmph or 350 kmph, you need to have new design of bogies. So we are really looking forward for that kind of technology which can be used on those trains.
True. Is there any, in the action plan, there is anything at the moment committed to this?
As of now, we have tenders for 400 train sets with up to design speed of 220 kmph.
Thank you.
If anything happens, it will be definitely come into.
Thank you.
Yeah, one last question, please. Yeah.
Good morning, sir. I am J.K. Bhatti, Additional General Manager from Rights. Sir, it was excellent panel discussion. My question is to Shri Rajesh Agrawal. Sir, as we are aware that Vande Bharat Express T18 that runs for a distance up to 500 kilometers. And as per recent budget, Government of India has also announced that Vande Bharat Metro, they will run by December 23 and for a distance less than 100 kilometer. My question is, from technical point of view, what can be done to increase speed of existing trains and Vande Bharat trains under the limitations of the existing track? Thank you.
I
I think it's a very important question, while we're talking of futuristic technologies, what are we doing for today? You see, like RDSO had made a report 50 years ago, that we will increase the speed of trains to 160 kmph. We have track specifications for 160 kmph, we have rolling stock specifications for 160 kmph. We have not been able to come even to 130. So when I was at the helm of the affairs, we brought the train across the line to 130, across the line. We have tested the trains up to 180 kmph. So Vande Bharat, there is no reason why we can't go to 160. You said, why should we have 500 kilometers? 500 kilometers was the Shatabdi range. Vande Bharat can have a range of up to 800 kilometers, even if it's a day, up and down. I think if we get a Vande Bharat from Delhi towards Mathura, Savai Madhopur, Bharatpur, Mahavirji, Ujjain, Ratlam and Indore, we can run it up to 160 kmph. We can have point-to-point intercity connectivity. It will have fantastic connectivity to Madhya Pradesh and Delhi. And we can definitely have a range of up to 800 kilometers. So what we need is point-to-point intercities. What we need is to revisit our existing thing, bring everything to 130 and progressively to 160, even if it is in short section. And then this section, Delhi-Ratlam, several portions can easily achieve 160. So that's where we need to go. I'm sure the Railway Board is working in that direction. And I'm sure that in the days to come. And you also touched upon the Vande Metro, etc. In case we have a high-speed point-to-point intercity across the track, we can have these Vande Metro trains providing seamless across the platform connectivity. So that in case I'm running to Delhi, Indore by Vande Bharat, then from Indore towards Mau and Indore towards Khandwa, I can easily take the Vande Metro. So we'll have this seamless connectivity. Secondly, the Vande Bharat is a 16-coach train. It can become a 24-coach train. And it need not run as a single formation for 24 coaches. I can split it at Nagda and send 8 coaches to Ujjain, and I can send another 8 coaches towards Ratlam and Indore. So that is also something we need to work upon. I think all this put together, we will have point-to-point connectivity. A simple example, like recently we have introduced Vande Bharat between Bhopal and Indore. Now this takes something between 3 and 3.5 hours. The car and the luxury bus also take between 3 and 3.5 hours. So in case I'm moving by train, I need about an hour to get to the station, I need an hour to get out of the station. The cars and the luxury buses will be more popular. And my Bhopal-Indore route is a very saturated freight Central India coal route. It's a very important arterial route. So instead of, having these trains fragmented running all over the country, these trains were expected to be point-to-point intercity expresses, like we have in Europe, or we have in North America. And I'm sure that this will be rationalized. These are early days. These are days when we are, getting started.
Thank you, everyone. I know you can continue.
Sir, we have one.
Bhatti, we can discuss.
Thank you.
Well, gentlemen, the questions are over now. This session has been very valuable and informative. I am sure all the delegates and attendees present here from the railway fraternity have gained some important knowledge from the views and suggestions made by captains of the railway industry. I am once again grateful to you all for being a part of this unique panel, sir. Through such discussions, we seek to create a very insightful and meaningful platform where knowledge, education, and new business opportunities can be exchanged between industry leaders, which can lead to further development and progress in the growing railway and metro sector of India. We shall be covering all these discussions in detail in our next print and digital magazine, and shall share a copy with you all as we have done here in your media kits. Thank you all once again